Hey, what's going on, world? Basically, I just want to talk about this Reason 11 that's about to drop on the 25th of September. And basically, I'm using Reason 9.5.4 or whatever. And after looking at the suit version of this new 11 that's about to drop, I think it's really worth to get it. For the simple fact, even though we know Reason's going to be a VST plugin now, I don't need that for that because I always use Cubase. But that's an excellent option, and basically they're going to be ending rewire. So I got a lot of project files that have rewired or has been rewired with Cubase and Reason, dating back to version 4. You know what I mean? So Reason Studio now can no longer call it Propeller Head, and as you see, I'm on their blog right now. They already changed the name to Reason Studios, but you don't need me to show you the camera on that. You could just go ahead and look it up for yourself. So basically, just get to it, the nitty gritty right here. As you see, this basically right here is the minimum system requirements for Reason 11, and that's for your Mac heads. But we'll just scroll up a little bit and just get to the Windows. Basically, just to talk about my particular setup and how I got it. I got an HP Z600. It's a C2 version, which is the last version that came out when that particular model dropped or whatever, the second gen of that version or whatever. Basically, I'm in the upgrading stage of that too. So just to give you a long story short, back in February, hard drive crashed, had a Western Digital 1 terabyte black in there. That went down, and I just been, I always said rather, if I, anything would have happened to the computer, I'm gonna just fully upgrade it. So basically, I originally just started out by replacing the hard drive with an SSD, but like I said, I thought about it. I might as well go ahead and max it out because the way these programs are coming now, you gotta have a very, very powerful, forget a computer, a workstation, and that's what an HPZ is. So if you guys are in the market, like looking for, a new computer, something to upgrade, but not really spend a whole lot of money on, definitely hit eBay up. Get you an HPZ, man. Dual processors, dual Intel. I wound up upgrading to, what is it I have in the computer at the moment? It's pretty much Xenon, and it's just I switched from the basic economic I-type series to the Z9. I haven't had really any type of glitches whatsoever. The first real bad instance I had, to reiterate, was the hard drive crash. And this is like running the rig for at least 3 years. I done had it now. 4 years prior now I done had this thing because, Black Friday is upon us in 2019. So it's been a while since I had it now. But like I said, I'm pretty much about to upgrade that. So I've been spending a lot of money, being patient and just trying to upgrade my computer all the way through. So if you're running a Windows machine like I am, Mac is Mac. That's why I skipped over the instructions for Mac, because you can have any type of Mac, long as it meets the current operating system requirements to run that particular program. And that's the reason why I don't mess with Mac, because I can install whatever on Windows XP long as I got the hardware to actually do it. You know what I mean? Or long as the hardware is is good enough to run that particular software program. But make a long story short, as you see, you need 4 gigs of RAM. Minimum, the recommended is 8. Definitely better have more like 16 and better gigs of RAM, because as you see right here, the program may take up to an additional 20 gigs of scratch, 20 gigabytes of scratch disk space, and that's pretty much what it is going to use once you install all the, the sound banks, the orchestra, and the the factory sound bank. That's going to take up some couple gigs, at least what, 3 or 4 gigs each. So you add that up, that's at least 8 gigs gone right there too. Basically, all the basic stuff you see out there, MIDI interface required, audio interface, with the ASIO driver, that stuff we already know. And obviously you definitely want to have Windows 7 or later. Best to have Windows 10 Pro. It's the latest stuff, and it actually works, and plus you can play Xbox on it, so that's a go. Right here, the grace period. Basically, Reason 11 will be out next week. So it's no really need to focus on this grace period thing, because this is just for people, oh, I bought Reason a month or two ago. Oh, I don't get an upgrade. And as you see, when they do these upgrades, this is why it's important to wait and be patient to see what it is that they're going to drop in these, updated versions, because you only get a month grace period, a month and a half grace period. So you figure 2 months in order to get the latest version after you already done paid for an upgrade less than a month ago. So, they need to change that, because that's stupid. But to make a long story short, let's move on. And Steinberg does that too. So, y'all need to change that grace period crap, man. It's dumb. What is this right here? I am a Reason owner already. What are my upgrade options? And obviously, as you see, the basic upgrade options, if you're already on Reason 9 or Reason 10, it's going to be $129. I see Sweetwater, I see you guys running the Reason sales, but it's really no sales, no discount on the program. It's no discounts on the upgrade. You yourselves have it at $129. So if you guys are doing the sale, Sweetwater, I need Reason upgrade for $100 flat. And that's including tax, because, we don't like paying taxes, man. We broke musicians out here. Keep it real, bro. And as you see, the Reason 11 suit is $249. Now, I'm going to get to that right now for the simple fact, the suit, it has 2 rack extension plugins, the redrum kits and the electric bass. I own the refill versions of those, and I use them quite, all the time. And I actually know how to use them, because, it's more than just a refill. The drum kits, if you guys don't have that, the Reason drum kits refill in your collection, you're not really a Reason user. I'm going to just keep it real, because that refill is like a program within a program. For those that know, that actually bought the box version when it came out, I traded in a 4-channel Vestex mixer to Guitar Center, even though it was worth more than the Reason refill drum kits, even though back then it was like $150. So I traded in, this Vestex mixer I had, which, I paid like at least $300-400 for that, and I kept it in good condition. So I didn't get anything but an even trade. And the only reason why I got the even trade, because, I used to work for GC, and I knew the manager in the New York store. This is during my Institute of Audio Research days in New York City. So we taking it back well over 10 years to, class of 06, you know what I mean? But let's keep it on right here. Let's see the grace period. What are my upgrade options? Okay, so we did that already. Which DAWs are compatible with Reason Rack? Pretty much everything. It's strictly going to be VST3. So most of these DAWs that are out here already, Cubase, Bitwig, Pro Tools, all that other stuff. Pro Tools doesn't do VST, but you could get the wrapper. But, Ableton and all this other stuff that's out here, Fruity Loops, it already is VST. They're already running like instances of VST3. Steinberg, the creator of VST, Virtual Studio Technology, they've ended all support for VST2. So you're not going to see Reason as a VST2 plugin for those that may be running, say, like a 32-bit system, or, running like, say, like Windows 7 or something like that. You won't see a VST2 Reason plugin, or, running Reason as a plugin in the VS2 format. Steinberg ended that like 2 years ago now. So it's strictly VST3, which is good, because VST3 is the shit. For those that know, you ain't got to argue about that one. And as you see, tested Reason Rack plugin with the latest versions of Ableton Live, Fruity Loops, Windows Studio 1, Cubase, Reaper, and Bitwig. So it's already been tested. You might have some compatibility issues depending on, because everybody's computer is not set up the same. So, some people might experience some type of issues with it. I haven't beta tested this stuff because, like I said, my computer rig is still down. I'm just kind of quietly building up, my upgrades as far as on the HPZ. So, I got the new processors or whatever. I got the new Z9. Well, not new, they're old, but it's new to me. The Z9 X5675s. There's 6 cores at 3.6 gigs, on the frequency or whatever the case be. So I'm running 2 of those. I got the SSD as an HP, but I think I'm going to trade that in and get a Samsung Evo, or try to look for a Pro. I'm trying to hold off to Black Friday, see what's going on with the sales, man. I'm starting to see some things already that Amazon is doing, but it ain't good enough because I'm frugal with it. I ain't paying full price for nothing. You know what I mean? How you think we getting this equipment? You know what I mean? Shout out to eBay, man, and Craigslist and all that. But what you call it? So we already know the plug-in version of Reason is going to run in any Cubase higher-end type DAW. And like I always said, Propeller Head or Ernest, the person who owned it originally, never had any instances of actually turning Reason into an actual DAW. Because for those that know about Rebirth was a VST plugin. And pretty much Reason was built off of Rebirth. We know that already. So basically, yeah, you could, throughout the years, you were able to record in Reason, drop vocals eventually in there. Then, it came some better mixing tools like, the bootleg SSL console or whatever. So it has gotten better through the years. But some of these other DAWs that you guys are now going to buy because Reason is a plugin, and now, got cats that always wanted to use another DAW, but always use Reason, but always held out all these years, and they didn't want to use another DAW, but I always use Cubase. That was my first way before I ran into Reason. So I got the latest Cubase too. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, which DAW you choose, Cubase, Bitwig, Fruity Loops, whatever. They all do the same thing. It's just how you're looking at the visuals of it. That's always been my aspect of that. But let's go on. Is Reason Rack plugin available as an AU plugin? That's coming later on in the year for you Mac people, man. I don't really deal with Apple like that. Apple, they be ripping people off, so I can't mess with y'all, man. Let's move on. What are the extra instruments and plugins that you get with the Reason 11 suit? Oh, let's go back, excuse me. You know what I mean? What are the extra instruments and plugins you get with Reason 11? So basically, you get a lot of stuff, and this is the reason why I'm saying it's worth it to upgrade, but not for the price for me, because again, I got 2 of these instruments already in a refill format. I got the drum kits 2.0, and I got the electric bass, and I own both of them too. You know what I mean? I got a license, everything. So I need some money off of that Reason Studios. I need at least $50. You know what I mean? To upgrade to the suit. The suit is worth $199 to me. It's worth that, because look at all the stuff you're getting. You're getting the new Scenic hybrid instrument. So, and I'm all orchestral type dude, so I definitely need that. Definitely want to play with that one. That's why I'm, now I'm kind of rushing to get my HPZ studio set back up. But I'm just, trying to be patient and just get, a part here, a part there. So I'm not really spending no money because it's an older computer, but it's still running like it's a 2019. So that's why I'm upgrading versus getting like a new HP Z20 or a Z40 or whatever the case be. So, you get the new Complex Modular 2 synth. That's dope. You get the Umph Club drums. Need that. The Umph Retro beats. Need that. The electric bass and the drum kits. Like I said, I got those already. So I don't really need them as a refill. I mean, as a rack extension. I got the refill already and can plug it into either a combi, the basic redrum, and even some, well, no, there's no Kong stuff because that came out way before Kong hit, if I'm not mistaken. So there's no Kong refills. This is all redrum combinator. But, I could, it's the same thing. I don't think there's a real difference other than the actual controls of said refill put into a rack extension format. So I don't need it for that. So, like, Reason Studios, we need some type of discount because you did it when it was Propeller Head, and they came out with the electric bass and the drum kits rack extension, they did at least a 40 to 50% discount for those that had the refills. So that needs to be done too, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys got some of this stuff already. Like I got 2 of them already. So you guys got to come and do some type of quick write-up before the 25th next week of other multiple discount levels for those that want to upgrade from regular Reason to the suit right away. You feel what I'm saying? You need to follow maybe Isotopes type upgrading options or whatever, and how you could go from intro to the complete bundle or whatever it is they got, the mix and master bundle, whatever it's called, and get all the plugins and get all the stuff. So, but let's keep on. The process pianos, that's new right there. Definitely want that. The Layers Wave Edition, Parsec, don't got that still because I never upgraded to Reason 10. So what is this? The Spectral Synthesizer, so that's Parsec still. Radical Keys, don't got that. The Polar, don't got that. The Rotary Rotator, don't got that. See, what is that? The Polystep, the Quad Note, and the Step Sequencer. Those are the players. I need all that. You know what I mean? In case I be somewhere and don't got a keyboard or a MIDI key, I ain't got to worry about, putting stuff inside of the matrix or connecting stuff to a redrum and wiring it, CV and all that other stuff like I've showed you guys in other videos that I've done. Go back and check some of my videos on how to create your own drum sequencer, but when Reason put out a drum sequencer, but turned around and charged us, or propeller head, turned around and charged us users to get $69, by the way, too. Definitely ain't worth that. I would never buy that for that. You know what I'm saying? $69 in order to get the drum sequencer when it should have came with Reason already. You know what I mean? Like how many years you have gone by and not have a drum sequencer module? Like, stop, man. That's why, this may be a great thing that Ernest sold propeller head or gave it up or whatever it is he did. He's gone, you know what I mean? Yeah, he the great mastermind behind this shit, but in order for this thing to continue, you got to know when to let go, man. You feel what I'm saying? On things like this. So, like I said, I want to get the suit. I think it's dope. There's a lot of plugins I don't have, but I need a discount Reason Studios. I need at least a good $50 off. It's worth $199. I'll give you that, man. So come with different upgrade options for those who already have those particular plugins already for in order to get the suit. So let's move on. Can you load rack extensions in Reason plugin rack? Can you load rack extensions in Reason rack plugin? Of course you can. That's common sense because you're running Reason as a plugin. So all the things is going to load, and as you see, yes, all 500 rack extensions are compatible with Reason rack plugin. Yeah, that's common sense right there. Let's see. Is Reason rack plugin available as a VST2 plugin? No, because VST2, like I said before, Steinberg ended that, is over with. So that's why I said all that in the beginning of the video, so we could just skip over some of this stuff. So what is this? Is Reason rack plugin available as an X? Well, we already know that. Well, no, not as an AAXX. No, Reason rack is not available as an AAX plugin for now. We are looking into. Well, hey man, AAX. I don't know any DAWs that really use that fucking format any fucking way. A couple of y'all, some Audacity or whatever. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? AU or VST, man. You know what I'm saying? Or RTAS, excuse me. You know what I mean? Those are the top 3 plugin formats. If you plug-in vendors, manufacturers ain't making your shit in those top 3, it's over. I don't know. I never even understood what AAX is anyway, yo, because it ain't in everything. So to each his own on that. See. Which version of Reason feature the Reason rack plugin? All of them. All versions of Reason. The intro, the basic Reason, and the Reason 11 suit will all have the plugin option to load into another DAW. What is Reason 11 suit? We already went over that. Reason 11 suit is a version of Reason that includes Reason 11 that includes 16 additional rack extensions of Reason Studios. So we already went over that just above. Can I use Reason on both Mac and PC? Yeah, we already know that because it runs already like that. Can you rewire Reason 11 with another DAW host? No, that's over with. Hold up. Hold up. Can you scroll back up? My bad. Speed and speed. No, rewire is dead. And when I read this earlier before I started making this little film, basically I said, damn, that's crazy, because I got a lot of stuff that is rewired projects or whatever the case be. I got a lot of stuff, man. You know what I mean? At least I got some songs, man. I ain't even gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? But I'm curious how that's gonna work, because I can no longer. Well, I mean, I was going to open up Cubase anyway, because that's the master host, and then turn around and open Reason anyway. So it's going to act as a plugin, but I'm curious to how the cabling, you know, behind the Reason rack is still going to be connected. How is that going to work out? Is it going to be? Do they have it set up where it's going to be defaulted? And audio is going to automatically play without all those other additional channels that was coming from Reason running into another DAW are no longer going to be open. So is there going to be some type of default option that this song, if I had a rewired song and I loaded it up in Reason 11 and everything's running smooth with the plugin to Cubase, is it going to automatically play? I don't really think so. You know what I mean? That you're going to have to rewire everything, and that's not good, because what if, you know, I know I got some stuff where I might have wired what I'm trying to say, I might have wired, Kong or whatever the case be, and I got all these effects, rack extension effects on it, and then I might have wired the rack extension effects to the rewire host. Like that is, how's these both of these projects, because you used to say when for those that know about the rewire and the the rewire in general, as far as like, you had to save rather both song files, the main DAW host, Cubase, Pro Tools, Logic or whatever, and you had to save the Reason file at the same time. So now that it's going to be a plugin, I don't know, that's weird, man. I'm really curious to see how this shit is going to work. Do you still have to open Reason for it to be used as a plugin? So that's something that they didn't answer right there. That's crazy. So we get to that later on when they actually drop it out next week. This is crazy too right here. What about Europa by Reason, the VST version of Europa? Basically, Europa is canceled. For those that never bought it, the plug-in version of Europa is going to be canceled. And it makes sense because Europa already comes with Reason. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense for them to do that. But I don't know, man. And now they're not even going to be selling it. And since they're not going to be selling it, you're not going to get any more updates for that. So the only way you could really play with Europa now, you're going to have Reason. So for those that might have bought the VST version, you might as well go buy Reason Intro, or buy, better yet, kill two birds with one stone. Go buy an Akai or some type of interface or something that comes with Reason Intro, so that way you get the software for free and you get the hardware that you wanted to buy anyway, or just to get the software and turn around and sell the hardware. And that's what I'll be doing when I buy hardware. They be sending me things like Bitwig and Fruity Loops and all that shit. I sell a license on my eBay account. I don't need that, because Cubase, Reason, that's my two shits. That's it, end of story. But what's this? Okay. Let's see the plugin 11. What plugin formats does Reason 11 support? Well, we already know that, VST2 or whatever. 11 supports VST2, 64-bit plugins. Reason rack. Okay, so basically, there's no support. There's no VST3 support. There will not be any VST3 support to run Reason as a standalone DAW. So, maybe Reason 13. I guess that'll come eventually. But it really don't matter. And that's actually a good thing in my opinion, because there are a lot of VST2 plugins out here. You know, VST2 is like PlayStation 2. You feel what I'm saying? Think about that for a minute. VST2, especially since Steinberg ended it, it's like PlayStation 2. You feel what I mean? All the fucking dope ass games and shit. So imagine all the dope ass VSTs that's out there that you never even gotten. And we're talking VST2 version 1. You feel what I'm saying? All the way to version, I think the last instance of VST2 was like, oh man, 3.4 or 5 or something like that. Some weird shit. VST2 version 3 point whatever. And that's like a 20-year span, yo, of VST2 version 1 to, yeah, think about that. So think about all the plugins that you never even heard of, never even seen, never even made the light of day. Just like a lot of PlayStation games you never played, never got the chance to play, because there's over 3,000 or 4,000 PlayStation 2 games. Same thing with VST2 plugins. So, you know, get the hunting down, man, on those right there. Let's move on from there. What's that plugin is learn? Can you run VST plugins in Reason Rack plugin? No, we already know that, because you're. Let me reiterate the question for those that don't know, because I know there's a lot of new cats out here too that's just getting into the studio stuff. So I want to also, you know, keep y'all in mind too. The question is, can you run VST plugins in Reason Rack plugin? No, because Reason is already running as a plugin. So, and in being that you can't run instances of like VST3 and Reason anyway as a standalone, it won't work. So being that you're, well, basically what Propellerhead used to call it rewire, you're now running it as a plugin format, which is going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? Because the rewire shit was is fire. The technology is fire, but it lacked the instances of what it's going to be now as a plugin. If they would have, if Ernest would have did this shit years ago, Reason would be the #1 dog. You know what I mean? Over these other ones or whatever the case be. Let's see where you at. Can you run VST Reason? So yeah, you can't run Reason. You can't run VST plugins in Reason while it's in plugin mode in another DAW. That won't work, because all you have to do is pull up the same VST plugin in the main master DAW you have open, which will be, you know, Ableton, Cubase, Pro Tools, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Logic, all that. Can I upgrade directly from Reason Intro, Reason Light to Reason Suite? No, but you can't upgrade to Reason. You can't upgrade Reason Intro or Reason Light. What's that? License directly to Reason 11, and then if you want, you can upgrade to Reason 11, then the Suite. See, Reason Studio now, no longer Propellerhead. I keep wanting to say Propellerhead. You guys need to have multiple instances of upgrading options. Nobody's going to waste the time to upgrade from Intro to Suite. You see what I'm saying? I should be able to upgrade from whatever version I'm coming from to whatever version I want to go to. You feel me? Stop, you know, trying to withhold what it is. Change your options, man. Come on, man. Get with the times, man. Maybe I need to do some shopping on Plugin Boutique and see how these other vendors, manufacturers do theirs, man. Definitely need some advice on that one. Change that. Different upgrade options, man. Come on. Does Reason 11 have copy protection? Yeah, we already know that. We can skip over that. Is there a trial version? Yeah, for those that signed up for the trial version, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It'll be here next week, so ain't no need to sign up for no trial version. But again, let's see. Let's go right here, man. It's worth to get this suit, especially if you're coming from like a really older version of Reason right now. Trust me, you know, all this stuff right here is at least $1,000 worth of plugins, man, or rack extensions rather. But once again, you know, I need different upgrade options, Reason Studio, and I don't want to pay for something I have already, which is electric bass and the drum kits, which is I have the refills. I don't care about the rack extension version. That means nothing to me. You would have to get that to me at least $199. That's fair. I got 200 on Reason Studios. So let me know what's up with that. It's your boy Sag1. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I already went over 30 minutes with this thing. You know what I mean? Just wanted to break down for those, because I see people in the comments on social media. Oh, what's happening? What is this? What is that? A lot of y'all don't like to click these links and read it yourself, man. That's why people repost it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm always on my Kite Beat Productions page. You know, I'm in the groups. I'm reposting this other cats. You know, shout out to my boy Ali Ahmed. You know what I mean? He always reposting in the beat community. Look that up on Facebook, the beat community. You know, and you got cats like, you know, my boy DJ Stress with the producer corner. You know what I mean? That's why we post this stuff in there for your ass to read. Y'all lazy, a lot of y'all producers, man, a lot of y'all musicians, man. I'm not doing the work for y'all, man. We already doing the work by giving you the game and putting everything in one instance as far as showing you, hey, look, this is what you need to look at. You know, matter of fact, shout out to Cinematics, Steve and Drew. Shout out to, or Cymatics rather, excuse me, you know what I mean? I always say Cinematics, but it's shout out to Cymatics. You know, Drew Cymatics and Steve Cymatics. Yo, y'all dope, man. Straight up. I'm going to just leave it at that. But it's your boy DJ Sag1. I'm upgrading to this Reason 11. You know, after I get my rig up and running. Like I said, I'm currently looking right now in the last piece. I'm looking to get the rig up and running. I'm looking for 96 gigabytes of RAM. I see something on eBay. I want to pull a trigger on it. But I feel like, you know, RAM is high as hell. Why is RAM so fucking expensive, man? That makes no sense, yo. It's like it's a conspiracy theory to have RAM high as hell. And all RAM is a damn flash drive. You feel what I'm saying? Flash memory, that's all it is, yo. And if I could get a 64 gig flash, you feel what I'm saying, chip at like $11 on sale at Walmart, you know what I mean? Why the hell I gotta pay $150 for a 64 gigabyte chip for a computer RAM? Come on, man. That make no sense right there. That's it, boy. Holla at your boy, Sag1. Like this, share this shit. You know, Reason Studios, again, we need multiple instances on the discount. I want that suit, but I don't want to give you $250. You're just in the story on that. $199, take it or leave it, fam.